Is expressed for the following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution. Because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children. And not for coworkers either. And yes, that includes you, Cindy. And I don't care what your kid's selling. Please let me work and go away.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Today is I don't know what day it is.
Good morning,
June 20th.
everybody.
It's Tuesday. I'm all discombobulated, dude. My family is packed. They're leaving in about an hour. And
Till you make it, buddy. There's a lot of days when I come into this radio station and have puked my guts up for an hour and a half, and when I turn on the radio,
you're right.
The last thing that the people want to hear is some sad sack
telling
you about your sad little day. So I have to put on a smile and smile through it anyway, and turn off the microphone and puke.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Hey, I'm JJW, that's Deacon, and we are here for the best show that we've ever done. We're going to talk about all kinds of amazing things. We're here with coffee, we got news, we got I don't know what. I know what I don't have is sound effects, because the sound effects on this Elgato thing, like I can push it and I hear it, and wait, do you hear that?
No.
You don't hear that. So I have no idea. I don't know how to use this thing. Well, whatever. Best show ever.
Hi, I'm sorry you're not having a good morning, man. Your computer was going crazy. JJ had to hard reboot his whole system. That's why we're running late this morning, is because we've had to hard reboot a couple of things. Y'all know how computers go. Some
just
morning
tripped over everything coming out of the.
Oh, you did? Oh,
I just tripped over everything. I got out of bed. I tripped. I fell on my face. I turned on the shower. It's just cold water. I opened the underwear drawer. They're all gone. I don't even know where my underwear are.
Oh, so you're just gross.
There are no pants down here, but I do have a shirt.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have any pants either. It's weird. It's weird that we're both.
Good morning.
Good morning, huh? Nice to see you.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry you're having a rough morning. But you know what? I've got a good buddy that I talk to daily, and he is like one of these positive Peter fucking people. Every morning I talk to him every morning. We have this little internet show, and he's like this positive Peter person, and so I'm not one of these positive Peter people. Yeah. And he has this, be happy and it'll change your life and all this crap. So I try
switch
to
on your mind. Switch on your brain.
Book. Yeah. So I'll pass along some crap that he feeds me.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help you. Maybe it'll help you.
Just change the frame.
He's a smart guy. I mean,
is he?
Sometimes. Is he? Really?
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. I don't know where some of our regular friends have been. I know that Sinister Minister is over in Ireland right now. I was like, awesome. Hey, what's up? What's up, Sinister Minister? You want to come be on the show this week? And he was like, I'm in Ireland right now. And I was like, yeah, I wouldn't want to be on the show right now either if I was in Ireland. So
that's pretty cool.
Maybe we'll be back next week. Yeah,
I've got a friend that lives in Ireland that I've been a gaming buddy with. I met him on a video game. I met him on Battlefield 3, and we've been friends since Battlefield 3 for 20 years, it seems. And his real name is Pete. And Pete always told me, he said, if you come to Ireland, he's got a thick Irish accent, and I can't do his voice, but
have you come to Ireland?
Yeah, he says you'll drink for free. He said his uncle owns a bar, and he said I would drink for free. And I was like, why? Why would I drink for free? He says because if you would put on your country accent, people would have you saying everything. Because when I would play the video game, I'd get
how y'all accent. Doing up here? Well, this place is pretty great.
Well, one of my phrases that they always made fun of the guys overseas that we'd play with, because I play with a guy from England, and a couple of guys from Ireland, Scotland, and they loved it because I would be like, "Oh, that's horse shit. That is a bunch of horse shit." I would say horse shit all the time, and they loved it. They go, "Oh, Fred's saying horse shit, and it's a bunch of horse shit."
Isn't it funny what sounds exotic whenever, like, anything they say, it sounds like, wow, that's kind of exotic. And then you listen a little closer, it's a little nasally. But then they hear, I don't know. I think it's pretty great. Okay. Okay.
All
Tell
right.
some music news. Tell me something about music. Something I don't know. What is our theme again this week?
Our theme this week was I got my Father's Day present.
No.
I got my I got my Father's Day present was the Louder Than Life tickets in September for Thursday. I'm playing music from the people that we're going to get to see on Thursday. And yesterday was Rancid, awesome 90s punk band. Today, you may have heard of these people, JJ. I'll have to put it on the hang on, let me get the Discord. Sorry, I'm not prepared over here on the Discord, and I completely. But the band today is a band so out of New York, and they are called Coheed and Cambria. And I get to see Coheed and Cambria. I'm very excited. Have you ever heard of Coheed and Cambria?
Never heard of them.
Okay, all right. So they're not a really big radio band. This song that I gave you, Welcome Home, was actually probably their biggest hit, but they're a progressive rock metal band. They started in the middle 90s and they were big through the 2000s or whatnot. Their lead singer is named Claudio Sanchez. He is this Hispanic guy with this huge set of fuzzy hair, and he has got the most unique voice that you've ever freaking heard. It sounds like Geddy Lee from Rush a little bit. It's real high, come on, kiss for you. That's not even doing it justice. I can't even get. He's got a crazy voice, because if you listen to this song and then you go, guess what this man looks like? Guess what this person looks like behind this voice? You would never guess that it looks like what Claudio Sanchez actually looks like, because there's his face. If you look, that's both on our Discord server, the two thumbnails that came up from the videos, Welcome Home and Beautiful Losers. That's Claudio Sanchez right there. He's got a big, huge head of hair. You've muted yourself.
Sorry, I was adjusting this mic arm.
That's all right.
Yeah, he's got a lot of hair, a lot.
But I want you to listen to his voice. If you have to go halfway through the song there and Welcome Home, just to listen to the tone of his voice. If you've never heard his voice, it's very unique. He's very awesome. That band, I've loved Coheed and Cambria for freaking 20 years. I guess it's been 20 years. And when I saw that they were like, they weren't the head billing. The head billing was like Foo Fighters, Weezer, Rancid. And then the second line was like 311, Coheed and Cambria, L7. I'm like, holy crap, these are the bands of my youth. I love these freaking bands. So I'm very excited about this show. Very excited. So listen.
It looks like you posted you posted an extra one up in there.
I've been posting
yesterday
a couple
at 7.
Yesterday?
Yeah, there's some guy that looks like he's like
no, it's an article.
It's an article.
I posted that article in our playlist, and you can see that guy. I don't know who it was. Cradle of Filth frontman Danny Filth, but they interview him in this magazine, and what he says about streaming music. What he says about streaming music is perfect. I mean, it was great how he talks about how the artists don't get shit anymore. He basically, because I was talking to a friend of mine that is a local artist, and he's on Spotify, and he's like, I got 300,000 people over in Iceland or wherever that listen to my music. I'm like, really? You making some money off that? He's like, no. I'm like, really?
Yeah, right.
We sat and talked about it. Dude here on Cradle of Filth, he's like, I had 26 million spins last month. They make fractions of a penny for every time you listen to a song on Spotify. I'm really not a big Spotify fan because they screw the musicians. They're not giving.
But what's the model? I mean, how do you monetize when people don't
have
pay
a
to listen to
model
music
right now? We don't have one right now because the music industry has been completely changed over the past 20 years because of streaming. The music industry has completely changed. And so they have to figure out what to do.
They haven't.
They haven't yet. They sure haven't. So there's your song of the day. Listen to
really good stuff. Part of it used to be subsidized by you and advertisers playing music on the radio, so it's selling ads.
No, because let's say I'm playing a Beatles song, all right, on my oldie station. I'm playing a Beatles song. The money that, because we pay, radio stations have to pay the fees every year to all of them.
Yeah,
and there's more. There used to be 2, ASCAP and BMI. Now there's more because rich people's gotten together and bought shit music libraries and decided that we're going to build radio stations too. So we have like 5 now that we pay for. That 3's come up in like 5 or 6 years. Anyway, the Beatles are not owned by Paul McCartney or George Harrison or whatnot. I'm paying like Michael Jackson's estate or whoever bought them from Michael Jackson's estate. So, you're not necessarily a motion come up in the Congress about 20 years ago. And it was a pork that was tacked onto a law, but the pork was for writers to also get money. Radio stations not only have to pay the person that owns the song rights, but would actually have to pay the song writers that wrote it too, even though they don't own it anymore. And that was going to put radio stations out of business to have to pay double.
Right.
So I mean, I've always said, if you like a band, go see them live and buy a $60 t-shirt.
That's the only way they make money,
because that goes to the band. I know it's a freaking t-shirt and I know it's $45, but if you love the band, that money goes to the band. It doesn't go to a record executive. It doesn't go to that goes to the band. So
they got like
give it to their people.
They $3 in overhead from buying shirts and having them printed, and the rest of it they get to make some money. That the touring, selling merchandise, and live stadiums where they get to keep a percentage of the gate. It's the only way they make money.
Yes.
For instance, Deacon, if like, oh, okay,
no, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, never mind.
That's okay. I don't think I'm gonna be able to drop my joke in here. For some reason, all of our merchandise is gone.
Oh.
Never mind.
Should have seen that coming.
I was gonna put a t-shirt on the store. All right. So let's talk about the news, everybody. This morning, our title is Dr. YouTube Knows Best. That's right. Dr. YouTube knows best.
Dr. YouTube?
Dr. YouTube. He must know better.
Last time I went to Dr. YouTube, he stuck a finger in my butt.
Dr. YouTube knows best.
And I was just there for a sore throat. I don't even know what the crap was going on.
That is obviously the best way to get your temperature and your pulse at the same time. Whoa, that was my pulse.
Whoa, hey, you didn't even buy me dinner. Okay, so what is Dr. YouTube? Okay, so explain this to me, JJ. What is Dr. YouTube?
Yeah. Well, Dr. YouTube must know best because they brought down they required some videos be taken down of Dr. Jordan Peterson for vaccine misinformation, and also we'll get to let me where's my share button? My share button. You remember Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the nephew of JFK, who we talked about last week.
Robert F. Kennedy.
Yeah, who we talked about last week because, as you know, RFK Jr. has been claiming that atrazine in the water is a chemical cesspool that kids have been swimming in, and it is causing things like gender dysphoria, or could be causing things like gender dysphoria, based on the evidence that atrazine forces frogs to change gender. That was a story we covered last week. So this week, YouTube has removed a video of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the only Democrat, as far as I know, that is like based and willing to say stuff that's against party line. Removes a video of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Jordan Peterson from Jordan Peterson's channel for vaccine misinformation.
Now, wait a minute. For those of you that may not know who Jordan Peterson is, Peterson is a psychologist. He is an author. He is a media commentator. He is a doctor. He is a psychologist. He's an actual doctor. He's an actual doctor. Okay, so you left people that always scream to us about doctors and listen to doctors with the COVID.
Listen to the science. Listen to the science.
With Dr. Fauci, even though you have no idea of his past, you don't know what he did in his past. You just see him now because you're a bunch of fucking sheep. Jordan Peterson is an actual doctor too. So just pointing that out in case you didn't know who Dr. Jordan Peterson was.
This is my point. That YouTube has taken it upon themselves to be the arbiters of what is medical information and misinformation.
Right.
Based entirely on their own whims. Now their policy is gonna say what is in line with the WHO. But do you live in the country that the WHO is run out of?
I don't even know where that's at.
Right, because it's not an American it's not an American organization. That's YouTube. The World Health Organization.
YouTube's not an American. YouTube's not an American website. Even if it's hosted in America, can you really say, are they American websites if it's available all around the world?
Should you and I be obligated to follow the laws in Germany? You don't live in Germany. You don't live in
no, I'm not saying that,
Switzerland or whatever. So so YouTube gets to decide which international laws everybody else has to abide by and writes their policies accordingly. So,
well, it just goes back. I've said this before. I've even said this on our show before. There is a point when these corporations and individuals get more money and power than they know what to do with, and they must be overseen by some other entity. I'm not saying a government entity. I'm saying another entity must oversee this now because you have this situation. YouTube is probably in the top. If I had to guess, if I had to make an educated guess off the top of my head right now, I would guess that YouTube is probably one of the top 3 websites in the entire world. I would probably guess that YouTube is at least in the top 5. I would bet the top 3. I would bet that.
I think we can check that.
Top.
I think Twitter is in the top 5 too.
Top websites in the world. Google search is number 1. YouTube is number 2. Facebook is number 3. Twitter is number 4. Instagram is number 5. Baidu, a Chinese territory.
Baidu, yeah. And then Facebook and Instagram are like the same thing. So 4 companies control the top 5 trafficked websites.
Yeah. So with YouTube being a one of the most, as big as it is, there needs to be now. Are you going to let private companies? We've gotten to the situation in history now to where this is a unique situation in history. Now we have private organizations that are as big as and can make laws and influence. So what do we do now? Because is their influence? Do they have as much influence? Sorry, my brain's kind of going off right now. YouTube has more influence over the world as Germany does.
In some cases, I would say absolutely. These tech companies have more power than nations.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. Is they have more power than nations. I'm just doing it.
They certainly have the ability to suppress speech and suppress news and cause the general public, who, by the way, is only a casual observer of whatever's going on at any given moment. But by suppressing certain information and not allowing it to achieve its natural peak of dissemination, they're able to control some of what people think to push things down or raise things up. And why are we okay with them doing that? Why are we okay with the algorithm?
Because 90% of the people don't give a shit, JJ. They don't care. And that's what YouTube is kind of banking on, that a majority of the people are not going to care enough. And those of us who do, that scream that we don't like it, we're going to scream for a little while, and then we're going to get tired of screaming, and we're going to stop screaming like a little kid. That's the plan. And watch and see what happens. Watch and see if YouTube changes any policy, if they do anything different than what they've been doing for decades. Watch. Only thing that's going to happen is the media is going to talk about this. Jordan Peterson's going to talk about this. Robert F. Kennedy's going to talk about this. And that's all that's going to happen. Something else is going to happen to get the media's attention, and this will float away like a little butterfly, like it always does.
Well, yeah, for now. Eventually, and I'm not saying right now because I don't think that there's enough manifest like energy behind this yet, but eventually, America, we're gonna have to reconcile Section 130 with how we, or Section 230 with how we allow daily internet broadcasting to impact our lives. So, Section 230 is this stipulation that was put back in the early days of the internet that insulated websites from being responsible for the content on that users post on their channels. Now, Section 230 essentially gave websites like Facebook and YouTube the autonomy to not be sued for the content that the users post, provided that they only make like a reasonable effort to moderate. And that is that they are not that YouTube under normal considerations, YouTube.com would be considered a publisher because in some cases they revoke videos. So if they were to say, oh, you can't publish this video because rules, or if Facebook says, oh, you can't post this stuff on Facebook because rules, or if Twitter says, oh, you can't post this stuff because rules, then these websites are publishers. They are curating content. And were it not for Section 230, we could sue these different companies for the way that they handle speech. But because of Section 230, they're immune from prosecution. So and changing Section 230 is going to have big ramifications. So I don't know if we're ready to do it yet. I don't know if we have a better plan, but clearly what's going on in a modern era is that Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, you name the website, they advance the positions, they advance the policies, and they advance the politics of the ones they want. And if you say anything about it, you're going to live on the internet trash can.
You get banned from their website. Yeah, you're going to live in the internet trash can. And didn't Facebook get in trouble and admit that, yes, we steered ads for the election like 10 years ago or something for Obama or whatnot? Didn't they finally come out and admit that, yeah, we admit and we're sorry, and didn't they pay a fine or some crap?
I don't know the story that you're thinking of, but that may have been true. They definitely they definitely have gone before Congress. During the kind of like election season at 2020, Twitter went before Congress, sat before a committee of Congress,
and lied, just lied,
and did not, and
fucking just lied through their face.
We did not suppress the story. We didn't suppress the Hunter Biden story. Really? You didn't suppress the Hunter Biden laptop story? Yeah, the authentic Hunter Biden laptop story that you didn't want to run because it would have damaged your political candidate.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there needs to be, when the Republicans get back in power, if that ever happens, one of the things that needs to happen is a reckoning on Section 230. Either these platforms are free speech and people can say what they want, or they're publishers. And if they're publishers, you should be able to sue.
Yeah, I agree. I got a story for you, JJ.
Anyway, I guess I don't know if we ever got to the point, but the point was YouTube took down Dr. Jordan Peterson's video interviewing Democratic presidential candidate RFK Jr. Yes, come here, sweetie.
Can I just join you for your show today?
Oh, yeah, you can join us for the show. We now have a guest on our show, Deke. There you go. Okay, here. You probably need an earpiece for the show. All right, and I want to know your important opinions.
What's that?
Look.
That is awesome. Is it like a little squishy thing? Oh, that's cool.
It's not a squishy
Oh.
thing, but
What is it? Oh, it's like a dinosaur. It's got a dinosaur butt and a dinosaur head, and it's connected by a caterpillar. That is gross.
Dinosaur butt.
no,
Oh,
it's not a caterpillar.
it's not a caterpillar. Dude.
I don't know what it is, but maybe it's a stretchy thing.
It's a stretchy thing. It's
It's a
super cool,
stretchy
stretchy.
thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Oh, and also Uncle Deacon.
Yeah?
Millie has one too.
Oh,
Here, can I show
here.
him?
Why don't you sit over here? I don't really need to be in the frame anyway.
No, I don't want to look at you. Oh, look, that's
right.
super cool. I want
All right.
one.
Now, in kid safe language, what's our next story?
There is.
Let's just do the show like this.
Let's see. So, I don't have any kid safe stories. So, what are
let's
you
see.
guys going to get to go do today? Why are y'all up so
Where's
early?
Deacon?
Why are we up early, girls?
Because we're gonna go somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
And it's gonna be really far.
Oh, it's gonna be far.
Okay.
So the girls are leaving today. So here's the schedule for the week. Okay, did the earpiece fall out? That's okay. So here's the schedule for the week. The girls are leaving today to go to Grammy's house.
Okay.
And after they leave, I'm going to take all of Jill's furniture out of her room and start prepping it to paint the walls.
Cool.
And over the next day or two, I'm going to be painting her room while she's at Grammy's. And then this weekend, I'm going to head up there and we're going to go on a little couple day vacation to some place called Great Wolf Lodge.
Super cool.
I don't know what that is. It's an indoor water park of some kind.
Cool.
I'm not sure. So the show, we might do the show. We might not.
Yeah, I think we might not.
Next week, I'll let you know.
Yeah, we might not.
I'll let you know.
That
We might
sounds
not.
super cool. What color are you painting your room, Jill?
Because it will be nighttime.
What colors are going to be, Jill?
Her?
Who picked out the color?
Me?
That is the best color. I love that color. I hope it looks awesome.
And there's kind of another color, and it kind of looks a little bit grayish.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna have some. Don't touch the mic. We're gonna have some gray walls, and then we're gonna have a kind of a purple wall, and that purple is almost this color purple, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Well, you'll
Yeah.
have to take a picture and show us
yeah.
afterwards.
Well, you want to show everybody? Okay. Hey. All right.
Hey, Daddy, who's talking?
Who's talking? It's me and Deacon. What are you talking
Well,
about?
I mean, who's talking over here?
Oh, you talking about the sound monitor? You're watching the sound monitor board. Yep.
Look,
That's pretty cool.
Look what
Isn't
Uncle
it?
Jeremy said about.
Best guest ever. Uncle Jeremy said,
Jeremy.
yeah.
Uncle
Yeah.
Tommy.
Oh, and next week, Uncle Jeremy's going to come down. Please stop touching the microphone. Next week, Uncle Jeremy's going to come down, and we're going to play board games.
That sounds
Right.
super cool.
Okay. Do you think you can talk Uncle Jeremy into sliding on the water slide in the backyard?
Slurpees? Daddy,
You know,
But-
Yes.
I thought Uncle Jeremy was so big.
you know what my favorite thing about the slippy slide is running as fast as you can.
Daddy?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. All right. My legs are getting tired. My legs are getting tired. Can you let go of my stuff? Thank you. All right. You guys go play. Go play for a little bit.
Great guests, dude. I like those guests too.
What? That's a good question for Mom. Not me. Okay.
All right, I got you a story, JJ. I didn't want to bring this one
Yeah.
up. All the girls.
Yeah, right. I was
But-
like, oh.
This is
Yeah.
This is,
Oh, yeah. This isn't so
this is a
bad.
big story. Yeah,
It's
it's,
probab-
not so bad, but I didn't want to give that any kind of mental
Yeah,
image to them.
Right.
Just forget it. We'll
Right.
talk about our bedroom and toys. Because this is kind of scary if you think about it, man. I've heard this. This is all over the news today. If you're going to start watching the news, they're going to be talking all about this on the news. It's one of the big stories. But there is this Titanic tourist submarine that is missing. It was supposed to come up yesterday. It was overdue at 9:13 p.m. Sunday, and it has not come up yet. And it is a little submarine that I think holds 5 people. And it goes down to tour where the Titanic is. It has 4 days worth of oxygen. It costs $250,000, up to $250,000 per passenger.
I thought this was like a drone. I didn't realize this was
they take people down. Let's see. Yeah, the passengers, a British businessman. Then they think a Pakistani businessman and his son. French explorer, a chef executive. So people with enough money to spend 230,000 pounds or whatever euros to go down in this thing. But
wow,
they're exhausting all. Of course they are. They're exhausting all measures to try to get these people.
Okay, let's just say the submarine stops its engine and it can't move up. It can't move.
At least they know where it's at, approximately where it's at.
Do submarines just sink, or do they kind of stay wherever they're at?
I don't know. I guess it depends on how much water's or how much air and the buoyancy and stuff, because they have to.
What's the best case scenario here? Best case.
The best case scenario is that they send something down there to rescue the submarine and bring it back up and save all the tourists.
If that submarine is just maybe it's in the same spot, but isn't it likely that it, without being on, it sinks? I don't know anything about submarines. Where's Brian?
Brian, it's the Marinara Trench or anything. Mariana Trench, Marinara. I said fucking Marinara Trench.
Yeah, the Marinara.
It's not like it's
right next to the spaghetti trench,
cheese bread trench. They're already at the bottom, 380 meters down. So that's what it.
There's a certain point at which structural materials can't compensate, and you know what I mean. I don't know how deep that is, but Brian would know. Brian hasn't been here lately. We need Brian.
Okay, so that's 2.5 miles. It's 12,467 feet. 3,800 meters is 12,500 feet. There's over 5,000 feet in a mile. All right, so that's a little over 2.5 miles. A little over.
Jeremy says the best case is that they already surfaced somewhere and are waiting for rescue.
That's exactly right. Unlikely. Yeah, he's exactly right. That's the best case scenario. That's best case.
So I hope that this is a situation where even though it's been a day or two, we find these people and rescue them, and then all we have to worry about is watching a harrowing movie adaptation of the story.
From James Cameron. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
An international search and rescue operation is continuing in the deep waters of the Atlantic Ocean in a desperate hunt for a submersible vessel carrying 5 people.
I hear it, yeah.
The vessel, which is used to allow specialists and tourists to document the wreckage of the iconic sunken ocean liner, the Titanic, was reported overdue Sunday night about 700 kilometers south of St. John's, Newfoundland. Contact was lost 1 hour and 45 minutes into the dive. The main concern is the level of oxygen reserves.
That's the main concern. That's the main concern.
That was 96 hours of rescue.
We understood there was 96 hours of
emergency capability from the operator, and so we anticipate that there's somewhere between 70 to the full 96 hours available at this point.
Okay, so they had 70 hours at the least of oxygen. And they were due back.
How long have they been missing?
On Sunday.
It was last night.
Sunday. It's Tuesday morning.
Oh.
So it's been over 24 hours. It's been 24 plus 9 to.
Here's another question, Deke. Maybe you know. I don't know.
4 hours.
Can you use GPS on a submarine? Does it work underwater?
I've never been on a submarine. I got a buddy that was on a nuclear submarine.
You
he was in the Navy.
Look like you're wearing a sailor shirt. I thought you would know.
Shirt. I've had this shirt for like 10 years. I've had this shirt so long, I had it when I was still a smoker.
Oh, man. Okay, well, God, I honestly pray that these people.
I do too. This is terrible. Yeah, I don't wish
can't.
that on anybody. That's
I saw you post that article, and I didn't see the word tourist. I thought it was a damn drone. I thought James Cameron had lost a camera rig, and I was like,
when I first saw the article, that's what I thought too. But then I saw the article again, and the way that the article again was worded differently in the second article. It was like tourist submarine lost, tourists can't be found. Or I was like, what now? That's not a James Cameron sub. All right, this is interesting.
No, thank you. I immediately put myself in the story, and I'm like, oh God, no, I don't want this.
I used to be a lot worse than I am with claustrophobia. But I am no good in tight spaces. I can't even watch those videos of, God, it's making me like, I feel like I need to take a breath just thinking about the video of those, the miners and the cavers that go in there.
Oh,
they're squeezing into these spots that are like this big, and they just keep, and I'm just like, I can't breathe. It makes me like, I feel like I need.
Okay. So take a half step back and consider how amazing and adaptable human beings are, because some people are able to switch off that part of their brain and are able to just go down there, and they're spelunking, or they're, doing whatever. And they're like in these tight spaces, and they get stuck, and they like, oh no. And they shimmy out.
Okay.
No, I can't.
We're super late.
I got a story.
We've got several.
We got two stories
hit on because they were big, important stories.
So we have talked a few times about Russia and Ukraine and this dam that mysteriously kaboomed itself and flooded out a bunch of Ukraine, and unfortunately is also going to lose some power down to Crimea, and there's some other ramifications for this thing getting blown up. Ukraine says that Russia blew it up, right? Mm-hmm. Well, let me correct myself. Ukrainian spies say that Russian spies blew it up. So I don't know who you believe in a situation where professional liars are telling you a story. And then Russia says that they didn't do it, and it was Ukraine or whatever. So this story, you posted this story up from Yahoo News. Explosive-laden car was on blown up dam, drone footage shows. So I guess I'm supposed to believe that this is a photo of that car, and immediately I have questions. Okay. A car laden with explosives was on top of the Kharkova Dam when it collapsed earlier this month in an aerial shot shared with the Associated Press by Ukraine's military. Okay, sure. It shows a white car filled with explosives atop the Novokharkova Dam. Kiev says the drone photo is evidence that Russia had means to bring down the dam. Two Ukrainian officials further told AP Russian troops were stationed. The Associated Press, you idiots need a copy editor. This is barely a sentence.
I know. I read them every freaking day, dude. You're not lying. Thank you for pointing it out. You're just justifying what I say in my mind to myself every day.
Two Ukrainian officials further told the Associated Press. Right. Russian troops were stationed in a crucial area, and put a comma there.
Yeah, I started to say there should be a comma there to break up.
Russian troops were stationed in a crucial area inside the dam when the explosion took place. At least 52 people died, and it's very, very sad. All right, so drone footage of maybe a car bomb. Deke, does this, first of all, have you ever driven a car where most of the roof was cut out for almost no reason?
First of all, JJ, you need to, before you ask that question, you need to ask yourself another question first.
Okay.
Or you need to not really ask yourself a question, but realize that we're talking about Russia. First of all, okay? So, yes, In Russia,
okay,
they would probably, I would expect a car like this to be with plastic on the back windshield. That's not glass, that's plastic wrap.
Yeah. Obviously, you got the saran wrap rear window. That's believable.
Yes, that looks like an average everyday Russian automobile to me.
You got the primer back quarter.
Right.
That's believable.
Right.
I mean, I see that for sure. You have whatever this is supposed to be. Is that literally a 55-gallon barrel drum? Is that what they're supposed to be? Is a couple 55-gallon?
I'm not an explosive
expert.
Okay.
So I see what they did. They couldn't get the 55-gallon drums in the door, so they cut the roof off to put the drums in.
Maybe.
See what I mean? That's what they did. And then they didn't put the roof back on because they're
why not? It's
nobody's got drones. Nobody's flying drones around
that.
here in this drone war.
They didn't think about it, you know?
From Ukraine with love. From Ukrainian military. So as soon as it said this information is provided by the Ukrainian military, you should have said, bullshit. Don't believe it. I don't believe it. Okay, man. Let's see. This story came up yesterday, and I don't know exactly what to think of it because it's not exactly like anybody in this administration is super competent. Blinken says China has promised not to send arms to Russia. This is our Secretary of State, I believe. Yeah, Anthony Blinken. Our current Secretary of State has assured us that China has definitely promised not to send arms to Russia. We and other countries have received assurances from China that it will not provide lethal assistance to Russia for use in Ukraine, Anthony Blinken told reporters 2 days after talks. The U.S. Secretary of State said Monday in Beijing that China had renewed promises not to send arms to Russia. We have not seen any evidence that contradicts that. What we do have ongoing concerns about, though, are Chinese firms, companies that may be providing technology to Russia that Russia can use in its aggression in Ukraine. Okay, so, do you trust our Secretary of State to to negotiate with China?
No.
It's like we have, I just don't trust this guy. I'm pretty sure like there's a whole bunch of stories about. Anthony Blinken. Isn't Anthony Blinken the guy that orchestrated the 50 liars email, 50 liars memo about Russian Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation? This is the guy that was running the campaign for Biden and got 50 spies to lie about Hunter Biden's laptop not being real, about it being Russian disinformation. And got it discredited from the news. All right. We got one more important story you don't know about. This is the most important story of the day, aside from Dr. YouTube.
Oh no.
Yeah. You ready for?
I did have another one.
Oh, you have another one?
Yeah, go ahead though. I got two. I got another one that's important, but you're probably making a joke. All right.
John Goodman shows off an incredible 200-pound weight loss transformation.
Good for him.
I don't know about you. I love John Goodman.
I do too, but I'm so happy in his older years, that he has lost the weight so that he can be healthy, But John Goodman's a big guy to me. He's a big.
Okay. He is a big guy.
I don't know. In my mind's eye,
we spent 20 years watching him on Roseanne
as a big
reruns.
Guy. He's a big guy. He's not some little skinny guy. That's what makes him him.
Right. Oh, you mean like he don't even look the same? Like as a big guy, he had a certain kind of charisma, a certain kind of charm. He filled out his presence,
and his voice was so deep.
But he was Deke. He was 392 pounds. Everything that you imagine John Goodman and that you've seen him in, he was a big dude. John Goodman previously weighed 392 pounds, was looking fit as he walked the carpet of some festival recently, and he was wearing, he flaunted his, whatever. John Goodman is a legend. A festival goer, Laurent Pons, told Variety on the decision to appoint Goodman as the head of the jury. Grandson loves him, mother loves him, I love him. I mean, who doesn't love John Goodman? Who hasn't seen something that he's been in and just he's done comedy all the way to like, really intense dramatic stuff.
And scary some bitch, man.
There was like a monster movie that was like a sequel to some monster movie or whatever, but it all took place in an underground shelter, and he was kind of frightening in that. So he's no longer a rotund fella. He is slimmed down. He's 70 years old. Can you believe John Goodman's 70? Look at how, this is what you probably remember him as. And then, oh my God. And his heart couldn't maintain this kind of weight. Anyway, I just think it's important. John Goodman is one of those figures that like I impressed quite a bit in my mind from watching, I don't know, all kinds of stuff he's been on. Yeah. Anyway, okay. That was important to me. I'm sorry you don't care. Cloverfield Lane. That's the monster.
It's not that I don't care. It's not. I know.
Not you. I'm talking to our audience, our millions and millions of fans. Some of them out there are like, "Who cares about John Goodman?" Well, you have no heart. Whatever. You got anything else you want to talk about this morning?
I had a couple more stories that I want to talk about, but we've already disrailed with that John Goodman story. That would be stupid.
Oh yeah.
To try to hit them now. It would be.
I thought we were like running out of time.
No, we're not. We still got 5 minutes.
We could talk about the coffin lady.
Well, that's the only one that I thought maybe would fit right now. The other one, it would be silly to try to go back and hit a story like this. And
I don't know what the other one is. I guess I missed it.
Yeah, you missed it. I thought it was pretty important. Lady. I thought it was a pretty important story that I was like, oh, this is going to have huge ramifications for everybody. We'll have a good discussion about this tomorrow. And well, yeah.
Oops. Yeah.
Right. It's not a big deal.
Let's see. Let's talk about this coffin lady. We talked about it last week. We're just going to cover it. We're going to update this story, Deke. There was a woman last week who was at her own wake in a coffin and started making sounds inside the coffin. Turned out she was not dead. And she regained consciousness at her own funeral. She has, sadly, now died due to a stroke. So, yeah, you're right. You were right. I should have gone with your instincts. We shouldn't have talked about this.
There's no business bringing it up now. Just kind of, you ended on a high note, and both of those stories were going to be low notes, and that's why I was like, oh, shit,
there's no upside to this one.
Everything.
I made a mistake.
That's all right.
Where's our producer at? Is he on vacation? What? There isn't one. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. So cool. Hey, you want to tell jokes?
Sure. Join our Discord server and you give us jokes and shit. What we always say. Sorry, I'm getting my shit done.
So I don't know if you know, and this is not a joke. I put this together. Look at this. For like 5 years, I've been using this crappy $12 mic arm, and now I've got this fancy one, Deke. And I put this, I bolted the thing to the desk, and I unstrapped the Velcro things to like start manipulating. It's like got spring loaded or something. It almost hit me in the face. It like shot up and locked against the wall, or it almost hit my window.
Do you have springs on it?
They must be all internal. I don't know, but it's
yuck. Okay. Is there a adjustment? Is there
there's like little knobs and stuff. So I tightened them down.
Yeah, you'll have to tighten them.
I can't figure out how to move this one too well, but
mine.
Anyways, but look at this. Look at this. It swings smooth. It's nice.
Mine has You see, mine has tension springs on the outside. And
yeah,
you'll see this one I actually have taped up. I don't even have it hooked on because it was too much tension. So I took it off.
Yeah?
I just have this one spring controlling.
So this is the old one, and every time I would bonk the thing, it would rattle and hum and, send sound vibrations up the microphone arm.
See, I can with one spring I can get it. See, if I put it down too much, it'll on me and whatnot. It don't.
Yeah.
All right. This is boring. People are
sure is.
People that were watching.
It's okay. That's what you get for not caring about John Goodman, bastards. Deke, how much corn on the cob? Here's that joke. I'm just gonna throw that over
Christ.
there. All right, here we go. I know.
Man.
God damn. I know. Sorry. What do you call a shoe made from a banana peel?
What? A slipper.
Slipper. Oh.
How many Reddit protesters does it take to change a light bulb? None. The Reddit protesters don't change anything. There you go. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching the show. We'll be back tomorrow, and it's going to be better than this.